Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson we're continuing on with the fast travel system and we're actually going to get it all set up within the scene and test it out. Now as you can see, I've got the fast travel script open and there's just one last job in this script. If we come down to this void here, ft underscore can player fast travel, we can finally uncomment this line. So we're now calling the find closest enemy function. So let's just save that off there. And what we're going to need another script. Now, if I come into my assets, as you can see, I've made a folder called Gizmos, and I actually have a texture already created, and I just need to adjust the texture type. I'm going to use Sprite, 2D and UI. I'll hit apply. And as you can see, this has a transparent background, and I've given it a naming convention of fast travel icon.png. So you'll need to do the same. You'll need to create this folder and find an icon that you can use. Because we have a fairly dark scene, I suggest using an icon with a light colour. As you can see, I'm just using just plain white. And once you have this created, we'll also need to... You will need a fully black texture. So this is just plain black. And now I'm going to reuse this from the pause background. And with that done, let's come to our scripts folder. We'll create another C# script. And we'll call this fast travel point. And we'll open it up for editing. And... very simple, we're going to create a type void and we're going to give it a naming convention of on draw gizmos. We'll open and close brackets, we'll open and close again. And please pay attention to the capitalization at these 3 points. We'll come inside and we'll say gizmos dot, and then we want to draw an icon. So draw icon, open and close brackets, close that line off, and we want the position, which is going to be the transform dot position, comma, little speech marks, and then we're going to put in fast travel icon dot png. Now as you name it here, it must be exactly the same as what it is called in this folder, because it's going to load this texture or this icon straight from this folder. We're not going to have a slot in the inspector. And as for the .png, that's because my icon is of type .png. If you're using a TIFF type picture icon, then you'll need to change it here in code. So this will depend on the file type of your icon. I'm using .png. So that's what I put in the script. So we'll come here just before the close brackets and we're going to say comma and just true. We'll put in a quick comment as we always do. We'll just say draw fast travel icon from within the assets, and I'll just put slash gizmos folder and just save that off. So we'll just downsize that for now, and you will need to select 3 points on your map. So I'll select the first one. Let's make one here, and we'll just create an empty game object, and we'll give it a naming convention of fast travel 0, and we'll just need to come back to our fast travel script, and I'm just going to change or check the name we've give for the tags. So that's not saved, so let's just put that back in, fast travel 0, and we'll add a tag. We'll hit the little plus icon, we'll paste that naming convention in, save, and we'll just select that new tab of fast travel 0. Now once we've actually created our point, let's come to our script and we'll drag that new script on. And as you can see, we now have an icon, so we can see our fast travel point even when we click off it. And please note, if you collapse the script, the icon will disappear as it has done here, but if you expand it again, it will come back. So just be aware of that. And let's create some more points. We need 2 more. Let's create one here. And fast travel 1. And obviously you can give these naming conventions of city, village, outskirts, house, whatever it is within your scene. I'm just using generic naming values here, but please note, whatever you change these names to, if you change the tag as well, you'll want to change it in code both here when we find game objects with that tag, and you'll also probably want to change them here as well within the string. But with that said, we'll just add a new tag, paste it in, we'll change it to 1, save. And obviously I'm just putting these in very quickly. You can obviously spend a lot more time than I am here. Obviously deciding where's best for your game. So fast travel 2, again we need to add the tag. We'll paste that in. 2, save that off, then add that tag. We'll drag the point script onto it. I don't think I did it with the fast travel one, so let's attach that script now. And it just makes it a little bit easy, because we obviously want these game objects to be invisible, so this just helps us out as we're creating our game. Let's come to the FPS controller, and I'm just going to collapse everything else down. We'll drag and drop the fast travel script onto it, and this should automatically fill as the game begins. But the fast travel fade screen, this is where we want a plain black texture. I'm just reusing the pause menu background because that is a plain texture. And let's come back to our FPS controller and we'll try things out. So let's hit play. And it may just take a moment. There we go. So things are still working. Let's come away. We'll hit T. And we will work on the cursor in a later lesson, so don't worry about that. But for now, we just have to sort of toggle by hitting escape a couple of times. Let's select a fast travel point. Let's select fast travel 2. And if we click on it, so we seem to have had a little bit of a glitch there. Not a problem. Maybe because this point's a little bit too far down. Let's just move it. And we'll try that out again. So let's see it fade out. Okay, let's have a look at what's happening here. Are we going to fade back in? No, we are not. So the FPS controller's moved. Okay. Sort that out. And let's come down to our script. Fade out, move player, and that's the reason why we've actually got to move the player itself. So let's just come here and we'll copy this from the function below, and we're pasting that in to the move player function. And let's change what needs to be changed. We could probably get this all on one line now. So fast travel states equals, and we want this one, ft underscore fade in. So let's paste that, tidy up the comments, and we'll change it here. So as you can see, we've done this in the move player function. We'll just save that out. We'll stop the game. We'll come back to the FPS controller and we'll try it out again. And hopefully everything should work. So, yes, I know the cursor's a little bit glitchy at the moment. But don't worry about that because we are going to be fixing that. And let's just select... yeah, we'll select Fast Travel 2 again. Have to bear with me. It seems to think I'm selecting to lock the cursor. Let's see it, and there we go. We've actually moved. As you can see, the texture's slowly faded in and faded back out again. So let's again, we'll hit T. Let's select fast travel 1. May just have to pause it to do it. And we've moved now to the first fast travel point, and we have one last thing to check. Let's hit play again. So we stop it, hit play, and let's see if we can get too close to the enemy. And as you can see, can't fast travel. Enemies are near. So obviously, if I stop that there, if I come back to the script, and we'll come back up to the fast travel safe radius. Now I will need to increase this value. In fact, I'll need to increase it a lot, but I'll have a test off camera and find a value that works for my particular game. As always, that value will be different for each and every one of you, which is why I'm not going to give you a set value at this moment. You will need to experiment and find value that works for your game, but that will need I think I'll probably increase that to about around the 50. So everything's working and we are near enough done. We just have a problem because the cursor obviously is locked. So when we hit fast travel, the cursor doesn't appear. We have to sort of hit escape, hit the button, and then escape again. So we unpause and it then allows us to move. But we can fix that cursor problem, and I think we'll probably do that in the next lesson. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.